Welcome back to 5 Minute Fantasy Football, presented to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Today we're going to talk about the 2024 Baltimore Ravens. We're going to look at ESPN's projections via Mike Clay and talk about the sleeper ADP for the current Baltimore Ravens top players. But before we do that, let's look at Underdog Pick'em. Did you know that Underdog has season-long Pick'em? You can go download the Underdog app, use promo code FFSGPN so they know we sent you. You can see right here what they have projected. 22.5 is the line for the passing TDs for Lamar Jackson. 10.5 rushing touchdowns for Derrick Henry. 1,000 rushing yards for Derrick Henry. You go down to Mark Andrews, 6.5 rushing touchdowns. 6.5 receiving touchdowns. Zay Flowers, receiving touchdown, 6.5. 800 receiving yards for Andrews, 925 for Zay Flowers. So let's look and see how they compare to what you have over there. Right now, Lamar Jackson is going off the board as the fourth quarterback, and that's exactly where Mike Clay has him projected. Mike Clay has him projected to be as the fourth quarterback with 3,387 yards, 22 touchdowns, pretty much right on the line with what Underdog had as far as the lines. 736 on the ground with 6 rushing touchdowns, 305 points, QB4. Josh Johnson's projected to be the backup. Lamar Jackson had a great season last year. We saw him in the new Todd Monken offense. I think the only concern here would be, how does Devontae Walker fit into this offense? And what are the changes on the offensive line looking like? The offensive line, the whole right side is going to be new. They have, a new right guard, new right tackle. But Todd Monken was great last year, even with Mark Andrews and J.K. Dobbins going down. This offense was one of the best offenses in football. Lamar Jackson had a great season. You have Derrick Henry stepping in here. They have him projected for the 9th most running back points in PPR setting. 251 carries, 1,057 yards, and that's in 14 games, 12 TDs, and then 27 receptions, 223 yards, and 1 TD. Justice Hill is projected for the most production out of the running back position after Keaton Mitchell. He's got him as 8 games. He started off the offseason on the PUP. It was a late injury. It was a pretty gruesome looking injury, but they said it was just an ACL. So maybe Keaton Mitchell comes back a little sooner. A sleeper, if you're looking for one, Rasheen Ali, very productive running back, offers great pass catching skill set. He's very fast and very quick in the open field. Someone to keep an eye on that fits that mold. That's a change of pace back with Derrick Henry. Then you have Zay Flowers coming off the board as RB25. And the sleeper ADP on Henry is RB11. So a little bit lower than what Mike Clay has him. Zay Flowers, RB25, is going off as wide receiver 26. So wide receiver 25 is right in line. He's got 117 targets, 78 receptions, 971 yards, 6 touchdowns in 15 games. You're looking at 217 PPR points. Someone that you could count on a weekly basis, but more of a fringe wide receiver too. And then Rashad Bateman, he's going off the board very, very late. Nelson Aguilar, Devontae Walker going off the board very, very late. So if you're looking for maybe a sleeper in your best ball formats and things like that, Nelson Aguilar, Devontae Walker, or Deontay Hardy. I'm more interested in Aguilar and Walker. But Bateman is someone that's getting a little bit of hype this offseason, but we've seen it. It tends to happen every offseason. Mark Andrews projected for the number 3 tight end. He's going off the board as the 4th tight end at pick 48. So right in line. Andrews is someone that, we've seen before be the tight end 1 overall. Could easily have a tight end 1 finish. You could see him, being the number 1 or 2 in targets on this team, as well as being the leader in the red zone targets. And Isaiah Likely, he made a strong case to be on the field more. You could see him more on the field in 2 tight end sets, as well as possibly putting him out there on the same field as Andrews, running him out of the slot. Doing some different things with him as his team tries to figure out who the second pass catcher is, third pass catcher is. And of course, if Andrews were to go down, Likely would be a huge, huge weapon, huge addition to your team. And right now he's projected as the 39th best tight end by Clay. He's going off the board as tight end 21. So people are very interested in Isaiah Likely and the potential just because we've seen the upside with him. So, well, this is 5 Minute Fantasy Football. Hope you enjoyed the show. As always, good luck this season.